everyone. Welcome to the Bachelor Breakdown. I am Maria, and I'm here with my cousin Dami.
Hi, I'm Dami.
So welcome back. We just finished episode 2 of Matt James's season. So we're just going to be talking through it.
And we're virtual today only because, we wanted to stay safe because there might have been a possible explosion, but I hope everyone's staying safe. But yeah, let's get to it.
Yeah. So the episode started off with, a lot of drama with Victoria, but that aside, Bree had her first one-on-one. The first one-on-one went to Bree, which is super exciting.
I will say this, Matt has this funny face whenever he's about to kiss someone, which we get to, and he totally you could tell he was totally into Bree. So I think he really, really likes her, and I don't know how to compare it to the other relationships just yet, but I do think that was a really fun date for them. And I think they're really connected about both having single parents. And I think that's a very deep part of who he is, because he shared that as his story in the intro. And so I think that their connection's pretty strong because they connected on that. Kind of like Tasia and Ivan, but I don't know that that's going to be enough for them to say this is gonna the connection takes them all the way through. So
yeah, I agree. Definitely, they have a solid connection, it seems, but I don't know if it'll take them all the way to the proposal. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's so hard to tell right now, but yeah.
But I did like that Matt seemed to be opening himself up even more to Bree, because I feel like oftentimes it's the contestants who are doing all of the opening and vulnerability, at least on camera, from what we see. And so I really appreciated that we got to see him be a little bit vulnerable with Bree.
Yeah, I agree. That was awesome. That probably plays a little bit into the fact that he was never on the franchise, so we really never got to know him and see him. So it's possible that this really happened, but the edits that we're getting now is gonna allow us to see that just because he's new to the franchise. So who knows?
Yeah, it's a new wave. It's a new wave for Bachelor Nation.
Yeah, they kept saying, this is someone I feel I can see myself being with a very long time, instead of saying forever. They kept saying I think I can see myself spending a very long time with her, both Matt and Bree during the date. And I was like, why aren't they? Because it should be I can imagine, spending forever with this person. But instead they were saying a very long time. I was just like, interesting choice of words.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't notice that.
Okay. Maybe, yeah. But
no. That is an interesting thing to pick up on. But I wonder if that's more Matt having not been in love, I don't know, him just being newer to this whole dating scene and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, Bree said it too, so who knows? So when Bree got the first date, and then Victoria started, which I guess we're gonna talk about Victoria later, but she started going off. I literally have in my notes, Vicky, please stop perplexing.
Vicky.
Because she was perplexing. She said that it's so perplexing because at the beginning when Bree got the first one-on-one and she left, she was and everyone was yeah, I'm happy for her, but obviously it sucks, which was all these people are fake, whatever. And then when the fireworks were happening and people were this really sucks, I hate this, and she was y'all are fake, because she got upset because they were not they were agreeing with her that they were upset at seeing the fireworks happening. She even called Marylynn psychologically disturbed during this.
Marylynn, she's psychologically disturbed, literally. I'll sleep on a couch.
I was okay. Well, but yeah, we can have a whole Vicky, Victoria, whatever you want to call it. But yeah.
Vicky. Yeah, but I will say that her coming out as a villain, so strong, so hard, it almost makes everyone else seem so much better. And I'm sure they have so much camaraderie because she is
probably. I have a conspiracy theory here, but I think Victoria is an actress who was paid by the producers to stir things up, because there's no way a person is this self-absorbed and mean. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I think so.
I don't think she was paid, but I definitely think the producers planted her 100%. Like she was in on it, that she was going to be the villain. Because even if you look at her Instagram, the way she does her makeup on the show versus her Instagram, it's like 180 different. Instagram. Like her style on Instagram is not. She would not have worn that dress with her whole back out, her whole bra.
I was
like, she's definitely planted for sure.
Okay, I was like, am I the only one seeing producers work their magic? Because this okay, but yeah.
Yeah, they were pulling hard.
For sure.
A little excessive.
But we'll keep seeing her throughout the rest of the episode. It was like a Vicky show. It was a little bit too much, but you know.
Honestly, it really did take away from Matt and, I mean, his romantic relationship. Like it was all about her and like the drama. Yeah. I don't know if I've ever felt like the drama, like overtook, like truly overshadowed the person finding love. Like even on Peter's season, we still like got to see him really exploring these relationships. It didn't feel so like coerced. There's so much like there were multiple villains.
Yeah.
But it still felt like
everybody was a villain at some point.
Oh my gosh, it was so bad. But this time, this episode, I hope she's not the star because that will be such a disappointment.
Yeah, it was like, that's because it was like, okay, maybe this is like the being, because usually it's like maybe one part of the episode is the villain issue, but then other part, but it was like, okay, now we're done with the group date, or even before the group date there was already Vicky drama, and then at the group date there was more Vicky drama, and then at the rose ceremony, the cocktail party, she just had to go down on everybody. Anywho, we'll get to that.
So then after that, we had the group date where it was like 15,000 women on the date. Yeah, so they went and like took pictures and bridal related stuff, and then played basically
Bachelor.
Flag. Yeah. Yeah.
I wrote here Jessenia with the kiss. She was the first person to go, Jessenia, and then she kissed Matt. Bold. What did you think of that? Yeah, bold.
Bold, ballsy. I don't know. I don't think I would feel comfortable doing that in front of the other girls. Just like kind of respect for the other girls.
Yeah.
But I mean, props to her. I think she's stunning. I think she's one of the most stunning people on the show.
They're really, most of them are, like literally all of them are. But yes, she is stunning. I was like, is he gonna kiss all of them now? Because he kissed the first person.
No, that's why I was like, oh, lip action right there.
Yeah.
Victoria went in for a kiss too.
Yeah.
Queen Victoria. And what Franco was like, no, it's Piper's turn.
Okay, Piper.
The royal wedding.
What?
You forgot?
I didn't forget.
Oh,
Come
okay.
in.
Franco is just a character. I love it. But I literally wrote here Matt's face when Victoria asked for a kiss. He was like,
do I have to?
And people, did you see all those tweets about his eyes open?
Yeah, I saw that. It's interesting. I don't know if he knows he's doing that or if it's just like,
it's funny. I don't know. I want to see an interview, see if he's had any interviews yet about his response to that. But yeah. But you know, also here's the thing. I don't know how Matt feels about Victoria just yet. Just because like what we're seeing, like her excessive, well, I guess we're seeing her talking and bashing the women. It's really with the women and never when Matt is friends, except for when she wanted to go talk to him. But she basically played the victim at that point. But later at this group date, when they won, when she like basically said that she wasn't vulnerable with him. I use air quotes because all we saw her say was that she had these insecurities and she's not all confident. And like he basically applauded her, and he said he wanted her to stay true to who she is and not feel. But I was like, does Matt know what her true to herself means? Did he say that? Or like he really is like, he finds that attractive, like he's interested in someone who's like that? I don't know.
I would hope that he would be able to, I don't know, maybe some people are attracted to the more obnoxious, is that the word? People in life. I don't see Matt being that person, but I do see him being welcoming and like really accepting of all people and all personalities.
Yes. Yeah, I'll give him that. Like, even if he's not romantically interested in this person, I think he probably seems someone like he would still be open to just, like anyone, really anyone from any walk of life. So
Mm-hmm.
Chris was like, when Chris came in, I feel like Chris is just out here and instigating things. Producers for Chris Harrison, shady. So when he came when they were taking the pictures and like half of them hadn't gone yet, and he came and he was like, well, things are about to be changed up, whatever. And he was like, I'm here to see who's or like Matt wants to know who's gonna fight for his love. And he was like, wouldn't you agree, Matt? And Matt was like, Matt's face.
Yes, I noticed that. He's like, actually.
I just had to point that out because it's like, it's very clear that Matt is new to the franchise and he's not even trying, or maybe he's trying, but he just doesn't know how to act in front of these cameras. But he couldn't even like play along with Chris Harrison. I was like, okay. And so like it was very clear that this was Chris Harris. Like usually it would almost seem like the leads are the one who's choosing this thing. At least they make it seem that way. Like, well, like whoever wins, like I'm gonna spend time. Like that's what it seems like the lead is saying. But really, it's the producers who's arranging all these things, and Matt just kind of gave it away with his reaction at that moment. So,
he did. I did pick up on that. But I love that wasn't MJ the one that ended up winning the whatever it was?
Yeah.
Bachelor or whatever.
I know you loved her.
Yeah, I'm a big
What you think about Mary? Mary was on the losing team, but they gave her most valuable bride award to join the.
Yeah, props to her. I mean, she did hard.
Yeah, she did. I actually really like her. She seems really sweet and like I think she's genuine, and I just like her comportamiento. I don't know what the word for that. I think it's like it's Spanish. I don't know. I like her. I don't want to say vibe, but yes, I would say vibe. I like the way she carries herself.
But also like loving.
Yeah, and I hope she goes far. It'll be sad when she leaves. If she leaves, I don't say when she leaves. We're going on to Sarah's date. You mentioned.
Yeah, so Sarah's date. They went in an airplane, and then they were chilling out in the woods, and then had the dinner date. I guess most of the date kind of took place in the dinner date when Sarah was able to kind of open up a little bit more and share why she was hesitant earlier in the day. I thought it seemed like a good date, and I'm proud of her for sharing that because you could definitely tell there was hesitancy.
Yeah, it was a pretty like normal-ish date. You know, you do something in the day, and it's flying. It's basically normal for a bachelor. I did appreciate that he was like, my faith's really important to me, and I'm going to be praying for your father. And a little bits and pieces of Matt they were like seeing and just I don't know. I'm enjoying that. I'm enjoying the season this way. So we skipped over a little something in the group date. Lauren, who won she got the group date rose. What did you think of that entire? I think what really brought it for him was the fact that she led with, when he asked about what she would hope to get, or what's the question? Like, what would you hope for in a relationship or like the person you're dating? And she basically answered saying that, someone who has a heart after God, and, him being a man of faith, I think that was something that he just connected to. I think he said like our values align or something when he gave her the rose, but he did say that he never really leaves dating relationships by saying that he's a Christian, just because I don't remember what his reason was, but it was interesting that he ended up giving her the rose. But yeah, I just wanted to get your take on that. I thought it was I enjoyed that, obviously.
Yeah.
But I was a little bit surprised too that he gave it to her, just because from previous interviews he did say that he will not be choosing based off religion, but obviously he wants someone who connects to his values, so that makes sense.
Yeah. After they had the conversation, I was like, because I think that was really the only conversation that we saw that night. Like we saw him talk with Victoria.
Oh yeah,
I guess he had a couple. Jessenia, yeah.
Yeah, he did. They had a really.
But honestly, they didn't have that many. They didn't show all the conversations with all 8 or 9 of the girls.
Yeah.
But at that point, I was like, okay, yeah, she'd probably get it. But going in, she was not. Even during the date, she was not on my radar at all.
Really? Oh, actually, she wasn't. But at that moment, she just skyrocketed for me, and which I'm glad that she has Rose. But yeah, I thought it was interesting too. Which I don't know if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but Matt seems to never have alcohol. Like he always has a glass. Okay, you noticed?
Yes.
Okay.
I was like, water. Okay, you don't have to drink every meal. Yes. So he had water, I think, with Brie and with Sarah, either one of them.
Probably. And he had like
dinner, and then
maybe like iced tea or something. It was like a tall glass. I was like, this is definitely not like champagne or like, which I was like, interesting, Matt. Does he not drink?
I don't know, but someone definitely handed him a glass of something that was brownish. But I know Zach from last season, he would have like apple cider or yeah. So,
I mean, it's possible. So I'm like, interesting.
I did pick up on that because it was like a big bottle, like glass. Yeah.
Because I was telling my friend, and she was like, "Really? How did you know?" I was like, "I've been like, I'm picking things up." But yeah, I thought I noticed that. I was like, interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, at first I put in my comments from the group date that maybe I was harsh on Victoria, but I'm just gonna delete that because this is after. Well, I still because I was trying to like have grace for her, you know, and be like, maybe like she does have a lot of insecurities she's dealing with, and she's just acting this way by lashing out. But I don't know. I'm still gonna put that in question mark. But you know, yeah.
Yeah. Now that we like kind of agree that the producers planted her, I'm just kind of like, who knows what's gonna happen with her? I don't really.
She's gonna be here
coming out of her. I know that was so.
For a couple of episodes.
They could have added a little bit of suspense by not having her in that preview.
In the preview, yeah.
Now we don't know if what's the other girl's name? Marylynn. Now
which we'll get to her roommate. Yeah.
Her roommate.
I just wanted to put this point out as well. Did you notice that they kept cutting off Matt's hair at Sarah's date? So, you know, they went on the plane, and then when they went to the little woods, they kept cutting his hair off. And I think that our boy Matt might have a receding hairline or a bald spot.
He does.
Or a bald spot. Okay.
It's like thinning.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
but
even the way he like combs it, because there have been times where he like drops his head forward or whatever, and you can like blatantly see. It's kind of like what happened with LeBron. Like it wasn't like balding, but like if he had a little intervention, he could like mitigate.
Yeah. But it was interesting that they just cut his head off completely, and anytime he moved a little bit,
they're watching out for him, you know. They're like,
they are,
people to cut on it.
It's okay. Like it's normal. It's very normal for a lot of guys, like as you get older, to lose hair.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So which date would you prefer? Would you prefer Bree's date or Sarah's date, or even just the group date, if you could choose one?
Me? Let's see. I don't know. Like I like a little bit of both. I guess the flying date, just because I like to be high, but also I like would love to ride an ATV. Although she had this cute outfit that got all messed up in the mud.
It was even with the mud, it was so cute.
Yeah, it was so cute.
I mean, what else is she gonna be able to go on a date on national television? She can get a new pair of shoes.
That's true. Yeah, probably possible. Yeah, to wear. Not after the date was over, but yeah. And then the little hot tub in the middle of the forest would have been cute too. So
how did you feel about the crossover cardigan look?
I know that was a little like controversial. I thought it was I thought it was cute. I don't see a problem with it.
I thought it was cute too.
Yeah.
We were like, is it a seatbelt? I was like, I don't know. I like it.
A what?
I would do that. A seatbelt. Lauren for Zima.
Yeah. Oh, no, she said that. No. I've seen people do this before. Like it's not like a weird thing to do. It's like yeah. I've seen this in fashion
over
before.
The shoulders, but not like over one shoulder.
Oh, I guess I've seen over the shoulder. I think I've seen those before too. I mean, people wear the little
fanny pack.
What is that? On their shoulder too.
That's what I thought it was initially.
It didn't look out of place to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm.
Yeah, to me, I liked it. It was different, but I liked it. Yeah.
I watched. Was it? Yeah, it was Lauren who commented saying this, that like, especially when Victoria came out with the I'm just gonna share my insecurities with you. And Honey really thought that she was doing something when she mentioned, well, I don't know how much she shared, but what we saw on the TV, it was like, wait, the fact that she was even expecting a rose because she shared means that she was basically trying to get a pity rose, which bothers me now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Remember Cam, ABC Cam?
ABC Cam, always be Cam? Is that what it was?
Yeah. That
No.
a lot of people, at least that particular episode when he left, were dragging him for expecting the period. So he was like, I have something really difficult to share, blah blah blah. Which this just reminds me of that, her fact that she was like, I just poured my heart out to him, and I'm like, sweetie, slow down. Slow down.
Slow down.
But still, I'm gonna pray for my girl Victoria just cause. Yeah. Well, I want to talk about Marylynn, which I thought it was really interesting. At first, when I was writing this, I was like, so cute, so precious. When Matt was like, I remembered you love orchids. Those are your favorite flowers, and I got you an orchid. I was like, Matt, what?
I literally was like, how did he remember that? Did the producer tell him at all?
Same.
I was like, my memory was not.
Same. I was definitely like producers, but even then, I was like, still, it's like still sweet, whatever. And she was like, she was saying in her like testimonial that I didn't even think they remembered my name. And I don't know, if I was her, I would have been on the roof, which I mean, I already loved her at that moment, but the fact that the way she like handled the Victoria situation made me even love her more. But yeah, so I wrote here, darn Victoria during that moment. And then Maggie's reaction, everything. I don't know, I'm gonna insert a clip here. Well, when we edit. That when Victoria was trying to explain, like, I basically told Matt that, you know, she was bullying me, blah blah blah. And Maggie, I don't know what Maggie was doing to her face. And Victoria was like, why are you doing that to your face? As your neck all the way up here. And Maggie's reaction was like, it was priceless.
I wasn't there.
How about front runners and predictions? So what do you predict about Marylynn? Is she staying or is she going? And then maybe your still top 4 hometowns.
Okay. I don't know, predictions about Marylynn. The fact that Victoria stays has me believing that Marylynn. But you know, there's always a case where he leaves, he keeps those people.
Yeah, they're not down to the final rose, is he? He still has
they
two
are.
more?
Well, he had like maybe 3 or 4 more.
I don't think Chris has come in yet. Okay, 3 or 4 more.
Well,
okay,
when Sarah started hyperventilating, there were still a couple of roses left to be handed out.
Okay, good. One.
And I don't think he's called either Victoria or Marylynn. So
he hasn't.
I mean, I'd have to sit down and really count all the people he has eliminated and who's left to see if I think any of them relationship is like strong enough to remain. Which at this point, I feel like I know a lot of the girls better compared to like other seasons where it's like you barely know who's who by episode 4. But yeah, I think, I mean, the fact that he remembered the orchid, like, and if he's following his gut, and I'm hoping that the Lord is leading him in his decision, then I'm gonna have to say, I hope that was quenching your thirst, Maria.
I was gonna like try to zoom in on you and cut that out for me. No.
Yes, I do think that Marylynn will hang around for one more episode, or maybe not one more episode, but I think she might persevere. Like I want her to. It'll be sad if she doesn't, but it seems that Matt has really like thrown off from the entire conversation, and like he was like he does not obviously like someone, especially if he doesn't see the side to Victoria that everyone else is seeing. There is a very high chance that he'll send Marylynn home unjustly, which sucks. But what do you think?
I think she'll stay. Hopefully, I hope that she'll stay longer than Victoria, of course.
Of course.
But I would hope that Matt could see it, because even during the group date, she wanted to go out of turn and like was like, "It's my turn." Like stuff like that. He's got to see that kind of stuff and be like,
yeah, like La Royale
let's go with
wedding
that.
or whatever she said.
Whatever
Yeah.
she said, yeah. I
So
don't know,
do
there's
you?
a line between like being enthusiastic and excited about something and then like just overstepping boundaries.
Absolutely.
Really.
So do you think that Matt like is interested in her?
Long term, no. I mean, I don't know, but maybe she's like really strong in the face. We don't know, and maybe this is something that she's coping. I don't know. So, but long term, just based off personality, I would say no. Hopefully, that's me projecting. But
yeah, I'm like, you're not Matt. You're not making these decisions, okay? But yeah, no, I mean, compared to all the other people he seems to be interested in, really so far, like Bree, Sarah, Abigail, like they're all people who seem to have more chiller, if that's a word, personalities. Yeah, and even Marylynn seems to exude that as well. But on the flip side, Victoria is all words and just loud and just, I do agree the word is obnoxious because she's just degrading other women and dragging other people, like saying things like someone is psychologically disturbed. Yeah. Who are you to decide that? And she was saying all these things that she's toxic. I'm like, no, honey, the toxic energy is the one you're releasing. That's what you're feeling, not anybody else but you. And so I'm like, sooner or later, I feel like Matt's gonna also perceive that toxic energy that she's releasing, especially because it's like consistent and a lot. Like it's one thing to just like, even like, I don't know, I guess we're not there, so it's a little difficult to know what exactly Matt hears, because she's like constantly just degrading all the other women, all this or whatever she says, and I'm just like, listen, you need to stop. Vicky, stop. Please stop. Based on the second episode, who would you put in the final four?
Final four. Yeah, Abigail, Bree, Lauren. I think she would take Rachel's spot. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Because I feel like they really vibed. Like
they
both
did.
as like,
I think so too.
Christians and Black people. I think they just vibed.
Yeah. I like her too.
Spot, I don't know.
So we think Abigail and Bree are certain. Yeah. I agree with that.
They could be top three. Yeah.
Lauren, I think we need to see more of her for me to decide, which I think definitely I agree with Bree and Abigail being in the top three. Well, I don't remember who I said last time. I think I probably said Rachel as well, and Sarah. Oh, that's what I said, Rachel and Sarah.
I think you also like Serena and...
Well, yeah, I said honorable mention, Serena P. Those are my honorable mentions, and Chelsea and Mari, which I still like all of them, and I still think they'll go far. So I think maybe I'll just add Lauren to the honorable mention. But yeah, I do agree. Like Rachel, now I'm getting a little bit of question mark whether or not she's gonna form a really strong connection with him, strong enough to last. So yeah,
you gotta get a one-on-one soon, basically.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if she doesn't get a one-on-one, I'm kind of hesitant. Like I don't see her surviving. So
I guess predictions on who will get the next one-on-one.
I don't know. I literally have, it could be literally anybody. I want to say Rachel or Serena P. But I don't think it's Serena P just because we see in the previews when she was like, I think I'm trying to fall in love with you, which I don't think anyone would say that this early. So she must have gotten a later one-on-one. But that must have been from maybe hometowns or something. That's really all I got. Or Lauren, maybe he wants to explore that more, you know.
Yeah, I think the producers probably sway him to explore the unexplored relationships. Like he's like moved forward with Lauren, so it's like make sure you're getting, time with everyone else.
Okay, let's just say Jessenia, just because why not? Jessenia will be the next one-on-one. Yeah. Just gonna pick a random person. Who do you think would be the next one-on-one?
I mean, I would love for Serena C to get a one-on-one.
Yeah, I know you really love Serena C.
I do.
Although
or even Piper or MJ.
I feel like there are people who like we just don't see that strength in their connection with Matt as much just yet. And that is a wrap on the Bachelor Breakdown for season 25, episode 2. See you guys next time, the next video, and don't forget to break it down. We missed it. Okay, you are gonna be on my left, so I don't know if it's the same way. You're on my left, so I'll go.
Like that?
Yeah, so you're gonna go
I
from...
have to start with my left hand. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, ready, set, go.
Yeah.
Why did you
Wait, let's
hands
go
go when
back.
you said that? Maria, look up so I can do my outro. The way you perked up.